If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Guys, welcome to Season 2, Episode number 7 of the Derby Current Live. And to start off this episode, we do have the game against Crystal Palace. They're currently 16th in the table. We're currently 10th after 11 games on 18 points. 29 goals scored and 26 conceded. But as you can see, if we look at the top goal scorer in the league, by 6 goals, it is Artur Cabral. Which is kind of crazy because he's only played 10 games, which is one less than most of the people up there. So he's scoring a lot of goals, of course. And we also have Vasquez up there with 5 goals in 11 games, so it's good to see him doing well. In terms of assists, we've got Vasquez with 6, Ibe with 5, and Jason Knight with 4, Cabral with 3, and Fernandinho with a couple as well. So all in all, we're doing quite well. I think we've got a couple of clean sheets, just one clean sheet for Aaron Ramsdale so far. But as I said, obviously the defensive side isn't great, but I think it's just about outscoring the AI. Defending is obviously very difficult against ultimate difficulty. So in between the two episodes, I had a look at the squad, and I was just looking at the financial tab and just having a look at contracts. And I want to know from you guys, what should I do with the likes of Shinnie, Nathan Byrne, and especially Fernandinho? Do I extend these players by a year, or do I just let them expire at the end of the season? Obviously, Fernandinho is already dropping in ratings. He's done well, but maybe Max Bird will be just as good quality by the end of the season. So, it's one of those where I need to know. Basically, Fernandinho, Byrne, and Shinnie, I'm not too sure if we'll extend, especially on those wages of quite a bit of 13,500 and 17,500. So, if we put that kind of money towards a signing, that's like 30 grand, and obviously plus the value, there's a good 3 or 4 million there. So, yeah, in terms of contracts as well, if I go over to the status tab and we just sort it by rating, as you can see in the bottom, well, it's about middle, right? It tells you the morale of the player and whether they're happy or not. So as you can see, Fernandinho is happy with his contract, but the likes of Christian Bielik and Kamil Jozwiak are not. So what I'm going to do, although he's still got, I think 4, that's the annoying thing. He's got this massive contract, but because it's the wage isn't good enough, basically I'm going to have to give him more wage. So yeah, let's go into the contract negotiations. Obviously, he's a player that I don't want to get rid of, but apparently I can't. So I wonder if I can do. Yeah, that's quite odd. So they're not happy with their contract, but there's literally nothing I can do about it. But I'll just have a look if there's anyone. Maybe Matt Clark, actually. We might have a look and see. There we go. So basically, I'm just trying to keep everyone happy and not like the Wisdom situation in Season 1, where basically he just forced himself out of the club. I will try and go for a rotation role for Matty Clark. He is wanting an important, though. He will still play quite a few games. I don't think he's played too many so far, but if we do get an injury to a centre-back, he'll be coming in straight away. We'll give him a 2-year contract. That looks good to him. It might be a case of like playing him against certain teams as well that have particular styles of strikers, such as Mitrovic. Maybe in the Fulham game we could have done with him, but he's going up to 25 grand a week wages, and there we go. Pretty much on the border, and I think it's worth extending players before it gets an issue. I think Ben Foster will be one that I'll just let go. He's got 1.5 years left on his contract. So in terms of him, it's one of those where obviously at 38 we could look to transfer list him, but we're not exactly going to get that much. We could get 3 mil actually. Maybe that's something I could look at, because he's not going to play anymore really, and we can easily get a backup goalkeeper in January. So we'll transfer list him now, and if we can get 3 million, that's great for a 38-year-old. So we'll have to wait and see, of course. Jason Knight also needs a new contract, but I'm not too he's got nearly 6-year contract, but obviously he's only on 7 grand a week, which is absolutely peanuts. But it's kind of, I don't know, like, if I've got him on a 6-year contract, the likelihood of him forcing a move, the likelihood of us doing 6 years on this career mode is a massive thing anyway. So I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously Rodin is going out on loan. Shinnie, I'll wait and see what you guys say. Lawrence is a player that you guys have suggested to potentially sell. He is 27, he's not going to grow anymore, really. But he's a good squad player to have. Also with Wayne Rooney, potentially could sell him. But again, you know, it's a nice player in the career mode to have, if need be, at that central attacking midfielder position. So let's go into our first game against Crystal Palace at home. We should do quite well. They do have Connor Wickham up front, it looks like. I don't think we do need to make any changes. Here we are then against Crystal Palace. I do like the evening kickoffs just because of the lighting on the pitch. You don't get any like big shadows or anything. But yeah, they have got S. Henderson in goal. Who's S. Henderson? Sam Henderson? I'm not too sure who Henderson is in goal. Joel Ward and Mitchell at fullback. Then Mustafi and Jack. I don't know, how do you say that name? Jash, maybe? Don't know who he is either. Jordan Ayew and Jeffrey Schlupp on the wings. Milicevic and Grilic from the Bundesliga, I think, and Connor Wickham and Poulsen up front. It's an interesting team. No Zaha, of course, and yeah, obviously very good defensively, so it'll be interesting to see if we can break them down. Chance here in the box with the shot into the near post, off the post, and off the post again. A little bit lucky there not to concede from Grilic, I think that was there, but very close indeed. Ball into Vasquez, back to Knight. Can he get the finish with the shot? Good saved from Henderson. Again, I don't know who this Henderson is. I don't know if he's a regen or something. I don't know if there's maybe a youth player at Crystal Palace that's called Henderson. Ball into the middle. Header from Cabral and into the back of the net. I don't know. It seemed so easy when I didn't think Cabral was going to win that header there. But he did, and put it into the back of the net. A really good start to the game, and that's his 17th goal in 12 games. Picked up the ball from a deep corner, whipped it back in with Gray, and as you can see, like, I just don't know how he's beaten whoever that is in the air to the ball, but it just shows how good he is at heading, and to be able to direct it on goal and score just shows how good he is. And yeah, 17 goals in the 17th minute. Tackle there from Vasquez. Can he slip in Cabral? It seems like we are going to make it 2-0 here with the shot and with the goal. 18th of the season for Artur Cabral. And yeah, as I mentioned, I think in the last episode, one thing that we could do to generate money is sell Cabral in January. Like, he's been literally ridiculous since signing for the club, and maybe like a Real Madrid or a big Premier League side will come in for him, because 18 goals in 12 games is unbelievable. And yeah, he's exactly what I wanted in a striker, and as you can see, we're pretty much finding these games quite easily, especially at home. I think home games, we're winning about 90% of them, at the minute anyway. We haven't exactly played any of the top 6 or anything, but yeah, teams towards the bottom at home, quite easy. However, away, as we saw in the last episode, we lost against Leeds, and there's a few other losses that we've had away from home. I think we've lost pretty much all of our away games, other than the Watford. Ball out here to Ayew. Chance to get a ball into the middle, but a tackle from Lowe and out for a goal kick. Oh, that's a poor pass. I thought it was going to go to Lowe, but Wickham's intercepted. Good little hold up by Grilic. Can he get the shot off though? Just about holding him off, I think. Poulsen with the ball here into the box. Gonna have to be careful not to concede before the end of the first half. Nice bit of skill from Grilic, back to Poulsen. Goes past Bielik into the near post, and he has scored the goal 2 minutes into the 1 minute added time. And yeah, it was just one of those situations where I thought I did enough, and I'm quite surprised he's managed to sneak it in there. But this is his 4th goal of the season. That'll be the end of the first half. On to Vasquez. Can he find it into Cabral? Yes, he can. Chance to get into the box with the shot, but blocked by the defender. But it is a foul, and it is a penalty. Yak with the foul. Don't think it'll be a booking or anything. Kind of surprised it was a penalty, to be honest. I'm not too sure what his penalties are like. He's got 59, but we don't exactly have a penalty taker in the team because of the lack of Wayne Rooney. So we'll just pop it down the middle pretty much, and there you go. We have scored the goal. If you just hold it to one side, the computer will basically read it and, well, kind of read what you're doing, and there we go. He gets another hat-trick for the season. I think it's hat-trick number 3 or 4, and his 19th goal of the season after 12 games. And he's not exactly that, I don't know, I think he's just hit the ground running really, really well, and obviously the players that we do have around him to create goals. Yeah, it's just one of those where he's doing really, really well, and maybe we sell him for like 60, 70 million in January, and then reinvest in the squad and get the team much higher rated. Chance here for Crystal Palace in the last few minutes into the bottom right hand corner, and with 2 minutes still to play, can they get the equaliser? We're going to have to be careful now not to give them the ball with 2 minutes remaining, but it's a goal for Grilic, the I want to say he's Austrian, but he is from the Bundesliga, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not too sure what nation he does play for though. There we go, full time against Crystal Palace, a 3-2 victory. Obviously Cabral getting the hat-trick is the difference between the two sides, and why we got the 3 points. And yeah, we did rest him up towards the end there, since I thought the game was pretty much over. Didn't have much possession, but as I said, like it's what you do with the possession that matters, and the computer on ultimate difficulty do just ping it around the edge of the box for about 5 minutes. So with that win, we do go level on points with Wolves and Arsenal, both obviously in Europa League. I think it's 5th and 6th on career mode. It's very rarely at 7th, but I don't know, I wouldn't be against getting Europa League football for next season, just because obviously we have such a good squad because we've developed it last season in various positions, and obviously the signings we've made have just boosted that, like especially Cabral up front has just boosted us to that next level. Loan offer from the Turkish team for Simula. We will negotiate that. We do need to think about putting academy players in. We need to play about 20 games. Well, 10 games with 2 players basically. They are offering a 1.7 million transfer fee for him. So, you know, in terms of creating money, maybe signing up some of our youth players. But obviously that deal won't go through until the 2-year loan's over anyway. So it's one of those that maybe looking at a short-term loan with an option to buy is where we need to look. But I just want to get players out on loan at this point to thin the squad. Obviously it is the international break, so there's a bit of a gap. Unfortunately, Bobby Duncan won't be going on loan, and yeah, our next opponents are Chelsea, who are just below us in 10th with 19 points, obviously against Frank. We do have an offer here for Whittaker. I think what we'll do, I kind of want to keep Whittaker, but he's one of those that, because of the rating, it's very difficult to get him involved in the Premier League. It's one of those where you literally, I don't know, I want to get this without, yeah, it just seems like this is bugged, where you have to delegate if you want just a loan, and if you take out the option to buy, it just throws you out. Bit of development here for Fernandinho. I just thought I'd convert him to a CDM, and there you go, he has gone to an 84 rated CDM. What we'll probably do, I'm just trying to think what's best to develop for him in terms of a growth position. Maybe just a balanced, because he is so good anyway, there's not really much of a point for him. But yeah, as you can see now, the team is looking really solid in terms of rating. Fernandinho at 84 rated, Cabral at 80 now, Bielek at 80 as well. You know, we're getting to that next level. Jason Knight has grown to a 77, that's good to see. Bird to a 78 as well. I like seeing the squad develop, and obviously it's a massive shame that, like, for example, Adam Ida's just not really been involved this season, but when Cabral's scoring like 20 goals in 12 games, I can't really find a place for him in the team. So yeah, I think we'll just go for the same lineup again. A few players are a little bit low on fitness due to the international break. I could potentially bring in Matty Clark, but then again, we're going to be playing against Chelsea, so Werner, obviously, quite a big player. We will put Jordan Ibe for this game, just because obviously the fitness. Here we are then at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Big tifo there of Ashley Cole, good to see, of course, former Derby player. Put Fernandinho back into the team for this game, just because, just against these bigger teams, obviously I need that extra bit of experience, and obviously because he's 84 rated, that defensive awareness will kick in. That Chelsea team does look very good indeed. Werner, Mount, Kennedy, you know, it's an incredible team, and it's going to be very interesting to see how we do, because this is like the first proper test of the rate, like the difficulty of the season. As you can see, they are playing a 4-2-3-1. It's a bit of a weak team, to be honest. Kepa in goal. Reece James and Chilwell at fullback, then a Serbian Rafael Varane. Like, trying to beat Varane is unbelievable on Ultimate Team, so I can't wait to see how we do in this game. Then they've got Bakayoko and Kovacic, Kennedy and Moses out wide, Mount against his former club, of course, and Timo Werner up top. But, like, I'm not too sure why the likes of Bakayoko, Moses and Kennedy are playing. It seems a little bit odd. Like where's Kai Havertz? Where's Kante? Where's Jorginho? You know, there's a number of players missing. So it's going to be interesting to see how we do, of course, against probably our biggest test so far this season, against Big Frank, of course. Chance here for Vasquez. Can't quite get it through, but Ibe has won it back. Can we get Cabral over the top? Can he win the header? Yes, he can. It's going into the back of the net. We've had an unbelievable start against Chelsea in the first 5 minutes, and very good attack, and obviously the 20th goal of the season for the big Brazilian C9. And yeah, it's just, as you can see, like the dink from Ibe is really, really good to get the assist, of course. And yeah, maybe the keeper could have done a little bit better with that, but I think it was one of those, I don't know. Obviously, Kepa's not the best in the world, but at the minute anyway, still a good keeper, but not in the best of confidence. And yeah, we do kick off this game pretty much perfectly. Ooh, that's not the greatest attack. I don't know why I do this with Fernandinho. I'll go into tackles because I know he's got good tackling stats, but it is just a yellow. Gonna have to be careful now with him. But as you can see, like Werner, really quick with the ball at his feet, and yeah, Mason Mount stood over the free kick. Not the best free kick taker in the world, but obviously still has the ability to pop it in the back of the net. Does hit the crossbar. Chance here for Werner. It's gone around the defender. Can Ramsdale stop it? No, he can't. And there we go. Chelsea have replied within 5 minutes of us scoring the first goal of the game. Timo Werner with the goal. Obviously, unbelievable striker. Like I was kind of amazed that Chelsea managed to sign him for like 47 million or something. Absolute bargain. Obviously it was a release clause, but yeah, I don't know, he's just unbelievable at finishing. You just cannot do much to stop him. It is his 6th goal of the season. Not quite Arthur Cabral good, but still very good. He's nicked the ball off Yedlin there, and he's on the attack again. Werner, Mount on the edge. Hopefully he doesn't score against his old club. It has been slipped through for him, and this is difficult now. When as soon as that first Chelsea goal goes in, yeah, Mount gets the goal against his former club, but the passive movement is unbelievable to mark and to prevent. It's, you know, just that there, and then straight through the middle, can't track the runner, and yeah, Chelsea do quickly reply after our very, very good start. And it gives me confidence that we're on the right difficulty. I don't need to worry about changing sliders or anything at the minute, because you know, this is a realistic outcome that we are going to lose away from home against Chelsea. I've got both my centre mids booked as well in the first 15 minutes. Not exactly what you want, but Knight with the shot here, blocked by Varane. Last attack here of the half for Chelsea, in the box with Bakayoko now. Kovacic to Kennedy. Through for Mount and into the back of the net to end off the first half 3-1 against Chelsea. Obviously a team we're not expected to beat, and we have had a very easy run up until now, and against some of these bigger teams I may consider playing the 5 at the back, the 5-4-1, leave Cabral up on his own, and maybe just have that extra centre back. Chelsea on the attack here with Mount. Good tackle though from Fosu Mensah. Can we get the counter attack going? It's up to Cabral, out wide here to Jozwiak. Hasn't had much to do in the game so far. Jozwiak, can he pull it back into the middle? To Vasquez into the back of the net, and we do make it 3-2 there. Still plenty of time to potentially equalise. I will actually make a couple of changes just because of bookings and injuries. Currently an injury to Ibe, and I think we will bring on probably Bird for one of the centre midfielders. I'm just trying to think who is between Fernandinho and Knight. I think I'd rather get Fernandinho sent off, if that makes sense, but yeah. 1-2 Vasquez. Really slipped well through. Shot by him and saved by Kepa. I've just made a change to bring on Tom Lawrence for Vasquez, just because of that position does quite demand quite a bit of stamina. Chance here for Lawrence, if I can slip him in. It's a massive gap in this Chelsea defence. Can he find the back of the net there? Yes, he can. The Welshman does equalise. Back from his injury, big shoulder injury, I think it was, for a couple of months. And yeah, he's a brilliant squad player to have because he can play anywhere behind the strike and even at striker. And it says he's 73 rated, but I'd call him at least like 76, 77 in terms of quality. Big number 10, of course, and does get us back level against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. They do have N'Golo Kante on though, so got to be careful not to concede late on and lose the point. Out on the ball here, he's gone past Yedlin, trying to just jockey him out and just hold it. We've had the ball for about 15 minutes now, Chelsea. I don't think I've had a touch. I'm just trying to prevent them from scoring this last minute goal to win the game. Pulisic with the ball here. It's run over the overtime, the added time, so it's a matter of when the ref blows it. And there we go, we have managed to nick a point against Chelsea after being 3-1 down. Did really well to come back. Good early goal from Cabral. We did obviously get the injury to Ibe. Yeah, it was a really good header from Cabral to find the back of the net. And yeah, Mount with a couple of goals against his former club. Of course, Kepa did really well, but Tom Lawrence to equalise and get us the point away from home. So let's see what the situation for Ibe is. He is going to be out for 5 days, so it's not a bad injury. Obviously all injuries are bad, but it's not a big, long injury, and yeah, he should be back in plenty of time. So there we go, Simula has finally agreed a loan deal to the Turkish team, so he'll be going out on loan for 2 years. I don't know if it goes from 2 years from January or it's 2 years from the start of the season, but our next game is against Arsenal. Obviously another tough opposition. We are at home for this game, and if we do actually win this game, we can go above them into 7th. As I said, I'm not 100% against getting Europa League first season, just because of what Wolves have done in the past. You know, they got into the Europa League in their first... They did, didn't they? Yeah, they definitely got Europa League first season. So I wouldn't be against it, and it obviously just makes the career mode a little bit more interesting. Obviously the goal is to try and win the Premier League or the Champions League, and I'm playing on ultimate difficulty with competitor mode on, so I can't really do much to make it any harder. So into the next game against Arsenal then. It is a tough game. Obviously they do play a 5-2-3. It is at home, so we do have a bit of an advantage. As you can see, Ibe has grown to a 79, and there's not much between them. Obviously that +6 pace on Damari Gray is quite nice, of course. He did get, I don't know, I feel like Ibe's got pretty good passing, so I'm tempted to put him in, although I don't know, I just like that Gray's got a player face, to be honest, and obviously a player pick, so I think we'll go for this lineup. Fosu Mensah has grown to a 79 as well. Really good stats on him here, 83 pace, and very good defending and physical stats, so really nice to see. Obviously Yedlin hasn't grown. I think he's the only player not to have grown in the entire first team squad, and he is an area that I'm kind of looking at in January that we could potentially replace with, for example, Jadon Bogle. So Cabral has 12 goals in his last 3 games, which is actually ridiculous when you think of it that way. Yeah, Arsenal are the opponents for today's game. It'd be interesting to see what lineup they've gone for. It is a 5-2-3, Leno in goal, Tierney and Maitland-Niles at wing-back, then Pablo Mari, Ginter and Holding as the back 3, El Neni and Mesut Ozil. Very odd to see Mesut Ozil playing for Arsenal. Of course, he's not in there. They're not even put him in the Premier League squad this season, so I think he can only play maybe the FA Cup, if that, big if. But yeah, Willian and Pepe out wide and Aubameyang up top. I think he could play Carabao Cup as well, but I don't know if they're even involving Ozil in that. But yeah, it's a good Arsenal team. It's pretty much their best team as well, whereas that Chelsea team was quite weak, really, like especially the wings. No Pulisic, no Havertz, and yeah, we kind of took the advantage of that. Obviously Chelsea picking a weaker team did cost them the 3 points. Vasquez with the ball here, chance to slip in. Artur Cabral, can he get the first time shot off? Yes he can, and into the back of the net. This guy is unbelievable. We do have the worst defensive record in the league, but we also have the top goal scorer in the league with Artur Cabral, so I'm not going to really complain as long as we're getting the 3 points. I don't know how, don't really care how we do it, as long as we do it. But yeah, with his weak foot there, into the near post, and gets us off to another great start. 21 goals in 14 games, maybe 15. A little bit incredible. Interception here from Vasquez, literally out of nothing, and into the back of the net to make it 2-0. And yeah, literally just paused it to check a text and unpaused it, and then they just gifted me the ball. And yeah, it was a good little pressure from Gray, good pressure from Cabral, and poor pass from, I want to say it was Holding. It might have been Ginter though with the poor pass. But Vasquez does get his 7th goal this season. He's probably got about 7 or 8 assists as well. Again, a player I wouldn't be against letting go in January if there was a big offer for. I just like to keep that core group from the start of the career mode, the likes of, you know, Bird, Sibley, Knight. In terms of the signings that we've made so far, I wouldn't be against getting rid of them. Chance to get a corner in, which are very, very overpowered with Artur Cabral in the middle, and there you go, there's 3-0. And yeah, those in-swinging corners are unbelievable. And when you've got Cabral on the end of them, it's a goal, you know, 70% of the time, I think. I think I'm scoring pretty much every corner at the minute with him there. So, yeah, it's a good tactic to have. Obviously, win the corner, whip it in, and get the free header and score a goal. It's as easy as that, and that's his 22nd goal in 15 games. Fernandinho with the ball into Cabral. Goes around the defender really nicely. Just shows that bit of strength and composure. Good save though from Bern Leno, and do get a corner though, so on the flip side it might be 4-0 here if we do win this header, and we do, but saved off the line from Maitland-Niles. So it just shows how unbelievable corners are at the minute with Cabral on the end of him. Still got a chance here though with Damari Gray. Good save again from Bern Leno. Ball out here to Josriak. Can we end the first half with the 4th goal of the game? Dinks it into the middle to the back post, Jason Knight, and there you go. That's game over. I doubt Arsenal are going to score 4 goals in the second half. Very poor so far, and Jason Knight with a nice goal there to wrap up the first half. And yeah, as I said, the home games are super easy, away games more competitive. I don't know. The difficulty is such a conundrum for me because I just want it to be competitive. And obviously beating Arsenal 4-0 isn't that realistic, although it is kind of an Arsenal thing to do. But I think I'll wait at least until the end of the calendar year after we've played Man City and Liverpool, and just to see what the situation is, because as you can see right now, we're just walking through this Arsenal defence. Chance here for Aubameyang. He's gone around Bielik. Good tackle though from the big pole to stop the attack. Willian with the ball here into El Nene. Cross to Aubameyang. Have to be careful not to concede and get Arsenal way back in, but a good save from Ramsdale. Oh, that's not a good pass. I've given it straight to Willian. Is he going to make it 4-1? Yes, he is. It's just me switching off for a minute and giving Arsenal opportunity to get a goal with Willian. Chance here for Sibley. If I can get him through, can he get us a goal to make it 5-0 in the last 15 minutes here with his weaker foot, with the goal into the back of the net? Nice goal for Louis Sibley to make it 5-1 and to get him a goal in the Premier League. Of course, he's not getting too much game time because of Vasquez, of course, but I like to bring him off the bench. And obviously if we do sell Vasquez in January, we can easily put Sibley back to that cam position. It's just a bit of a shame that he got that injury last season, which mean he was out for a couple of months, and his development is a little bit behind of Bird and Knight. If I just quickly show you, basically those 2 months have basically meant, you know, like 4 ratings basically. So it does show how important playing players are to develop them. Nice 1-2. Can Delap get on the end of it though to make it 6-1 with the shot and into the back of the net. I don't know what I can do to make more realistic scorelines. Like we beat Everton 9-1, we're beating Arsenal 6-1 now, but I think the defensive side, again, the way Arsenal have set up with Ozil in that central midfield, you know, essentially they've only got Witsel in the middle, because of the defensive awareness, of course. Obviously Pepe and Willian aren't helping out at all, they're just up front doing nothing at all. So yeah, it's kind of a similar situation to the Everton game where the opposition are literally playing one central midfielder and, you know, just easy to pass around. Interception here from Vasquez, chance to slip inside Louis Sibley, can we make it 7-1? Yes, we can. There we go. There's 7. As I said, especially when a team goes a number of goals down, the AI, what they'll do is they'll just go ultra attacking and literally just lob the wing backs way up, and it just makes it super easy to score those kind of goals against them. And yeah, 7-1's a very impressive scoreline for us. Sibley with the chance to make it 8-1. Can I get a hat-trick for Sibley after bringing him off the bench? Yes, we can. There we go. Oh, I don't know. It's just... I'm playing on Ultimate on competitor mode, and I'm just absolutely walking through Arsenal. He's got a hat-trick. 3 goals in the Premier League for Louis Sibley. And, yeah, just like the Everton game, we've absolutely trounced the opposition. And, yeah, it's good to get Sibley the match ball. I guess that'll just help his development quite a bit. But... I don't know, as you can see, we just absolutely dominated them with 15 shots and they only having 2. But the development here to Ibe, he has gone to a wide midfielder. I'm not too sure why it tells me that. I guess it's just when it grows by a rating, by changing development plan. Transfer offer from Brentford for Scott Malone. I think I might just accept this straight away. There seems to be a bit of a glitch as well at the minute. But yeah, we'll just accept that offer because there's not much point. He's worth 1.2. They've offered 1.3. So that's a good amount of money, of course. Of course, we do have a youth academy to consider. We do need to look to. I think that's one thing I will do, especially in this month of December where we've got a number of fixtures in such a short space of time. Getting players into the fully fit games. Obviously, we've got Norwich, then in 3 days Liverpool. But especially this bit where you go 23rd, 26th, 30th, and then you've got the FA Cup game. So, yeah, if we can get a few games played there, that would be great. But yeah, I don't know. We are currently 7th in the table, 14 games played, 25 points. It's one of those where I don't want to... I don't know. It's just super difficult to make it competitive. But then on the flip side, if you look at it, we're not ever going to get... We may get into the Champions League spaces, but other than that, I doubt we're going to get the title because there's, 13 points between us and Manchester City. The real test will be in the next episode when we play both. Is it both of them or just one of them? We play Liverpool, and then the episode after we'll play Manchester City. So yeah, the next couple of episodes until the end of the month, basically, we'll really know if we are where we should be, because if we beat the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, then we've got a bit of a concern. But it's when teams are playing like Mesuters or Jay Rodriguez and Thomas Muller all at centre mid, then I'm going to absolutely beat them like we did against Everton. But we have been on a bit of good form recently, obviously winning against Fulham, Watford, Palace, draw against Chelsea away from home, and the big win against Arsenal. So yeah, I wouldn't be massively against finishing top 6 this season just to get that Europa League football for next year, because then it just speeds up the career mode basically by 1 season. Instead of us avoiding relegation this season, we get both avoid relegation and qualify for Europe in this one. And it was still I think we have to finish 5th to get Europa League, or 6th. So, you know, we're still 3 points off it. I guess we do have the game in hand against Norwich, who are in the relegation zone. So we'll probably start the next episode like we did in, I think, when we beat Everton massively. Then we played Leeds and we lost. So, you know, it's one of those where we're going to pick up losses in this Premier League, but at the same time, there will be some oddball results. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Let me know in terms of the contract situation for the likes of Fernandinho. Who else was there? Shinnie and Burton, sorry. I think these two will probably go, and then Fernandinho will extend. I think that's what I'm probably thinking will be best, because then we get that 30 grand of wages. But obviously we do need to probably transfer list these players if we want that money this season. I do like Graham Shinnie though, that's the only thing. Both of these players are lovely players, but they're just not quite good enough for the Premier League. So I think we will transfer list them, and if the situation comes to January, I might just let them go at the end of the season, to be honest. I not too bothered about, 3 or 4 million. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can actually offload them or not within this next month. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode of the Derby Career Mode Live. Make sure you do leave some suggestions, that's for sure, in terms of signings, because we literally have the month of December, and some players take like 27 days to scout. So yeah, in terms of signings for January, now is the time to suggest them, because then obviously when I get the feedback, we'll be pretty much in January. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. I think we will be looking for predominantly a right back, maybe a left back as well, just because I think that's the only real area that we need to improve. I think maybe just slightly better defensively. Ramsdale has grown by a rating to a 79 after a few good saves in the last game, but yeah, Yedlin and Lowe, both with pretty low defending stats, getting someone towards that 80 mark is probably what we'll look at. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave a like rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.